We are on episode 3 of the Whiteline build series, upgrading our 2.5 RS and putting it to the test out on the track. Make sure you're subscribed, following on Instagram, and drop a like to secure your chance to win this car when we take it to SEMA this fall. Let's jump right in.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, what do you do for a living?
OnlyFans.
Oh, okay.
What's up, y'all? We're out here in Blackfoot, Idaho with the 2.5 RS this weekend. Harmon and I came out to our first autocross event, and with the addition of the new rotors and pads from R1 Concepts, a full bushing install from Whiteline, and new front and rear sway bars, this thing's pretty fun out on the track. We're gonna take you guys along with us for the day. Before we show you guys how these actually handle out on the track, we've got our 22mm front and our 24mm rear sway bar. We're gonna throw these on the car, show you guys how it's done. Can you not? Can you not? Starting on the back end of the car here, we're gonna start with the rear sway bar. These are the mounting brackets. Whiteline makes sure to tell you to put this little ridge on the bracket facing the front of the car. First things first, make sure again that you have that facing the front. 2 12mm go into the holes that are already in the body of the car. And here on the bar, we've got the bushing. Split it over the edge of the bar. These are little retainers that keep the bar from sliding laterally. From there we can take the actual bracket, press it up over the bottom of the bushing, and we already have the other side set up, so we're ready at this point to take both ends up and hold them onto those mounts. Now if you've got the car up in the air like this, you can actually fish this underneath your exhaust without having to drop it. So I'm gonna just take that up, walk it through to right there. And then if you spin it a couple of times, there we go. The only thing that's really in the way here is this like carbon box. Some cars might not have them, this one still does. 6mm Allen, all these, and walk all these in. Now once you're in and tight on this, on both sides, and connected with the drop links on both sides, then you want to walk all of these up to tight and lock down these laterally once you know that this is square on that side, and over here with the other drop link. Tighten all this up with load on the car. You're not supposed to do this with the whole thing sitting just on the body. You want to make sure that these are compressed. Now we're gonna go to the front sway bars, and for this you have another bushing, the front mount, and the front drop links. Up here on the front, depending on the condition of your car, you may or may not still have captive retainer nuts in your frame. For instance, on one of ours, one disappeared, so we're using a nut and a bolt in lieu of the retainer that would be sitting right in there. Now, if you have the car up in the air like this, just like in the backside, you are able to probably fish your sway bar up over your exhaust. We even have headers and we were able to get it over it. You do, however, have to take off this little top plate that's on the front. With that dropped, you'll be able to get everything in. We're gonna start with the mounts, put those on with the bushings, have the bar in there, add the drop links, and then we're done. Next up, take your front bushings, make sure that they're greased up, sleeve them over the bar. I like putting the brake towards the front or the rear of the car, depending if it's the front or the rear. On the bracket, you've got a flat side and you've got a tapered side. Your tapered side goes to the front of the car, and you're gonna basically set it there and then push up, and it'll snap that geometry into place. Now on the back here, we still have a captive, so I'm going to take one of the bolts, run it up through there into that captive nut, and lock that in. staring at the front sway bar, there are two different holes here. This is going to be your softer setting for your front. This is going to be your stiffer setting for your front. We're going to go with the softer on the front and a stiffer on the rear, so we're going to go back into this hole where we already had it set up. So we've got both ends of this squared off with the drop links. All of that's tight, all of that's tight. Now with that still being square, we're going to go back and tighten these up, and then we're done with the front sway bar. Now to sweeten up the whole deal, we have this absolutely awesome underbody skid plate from Primitive Racing that we were able to easily throw on underneath the car. All we needed was to throw 4 bolts in it, but this really finishes the front of it. We're obviously going to pull it back off and clean it when we actually do the paint and body work on the car, but for a finishing touch for right now, absolutely worth it. Okay, so at this point we've got the front sway bar on, the rear sway bar on, all of the links connected and tightened, which means it's time to go back to the track and show you guys what this thing can do. It's 3:37 a.m. We're in Blackfoot, Idaho, with the trailer and Subaru and Harmon in a Walmart parking lot, and we're setting up base camp for the next 4 hours to sleep. My air mattress is right there. Harmon's is in the trailer already, but tomorrow morning, or today, we're autocrossing the Subaru again with the new sway bars on it. So we're gonna get some Z's. We got here pretty late, but we got here and it's cold, so we're gonna try and get some sleep. And when the sun comes up again, it's race time.
Yeah, I get some D. No, it'll be 2 hours and 45.
It's cold. I think it dropped down to like 30 last night. And our trailer is not necessarily a motorhome, but we're gonna go to McDonald's, get breakfast, and then go over. We're like 5 minutes from where we're gonna be racing today, so. Whew. Oh. We got breakfast. We got coffee. We're going back to the car.
Champions, my guy.
What'd you get?
McGriddle.
I got an egg McMuffin and a sausage McMuffin because it's what was on the coupons, and a hash brown, and a medium coffee with what's supposed to have 2 shots in it, but I probably don't buy that. I don't know.
Red cone is knocked over. And you look at your guy with the radio and the flag until he acknowledges.
So here's the breakdown of how we're going. There's 3 groups. We're in group 1, and we're starting like all autocrosses. You work to drive. So we're going to be starting working on the course. We're over in zone 1, which is that far back corner. Then we've got a rest period, so we'll get the Subaru ready to go, make sure we've got tire pressures balanced and everything ready to go, get hydrated, get some sunscreen on, and then the 3rd round is our driving group. So we'll get the Subaru out on the track right before lunch. That'll be nice because it'll be a little bit warmer out here. The pavement will be a little bit hotter. Hopefully that means I'll have a little bit more grip. We're still on like a 560 tread wear tire, so grip is definitely going to be the weak point of today's event for us in the Subaru. But we'll check back once this like work session is over because I'm not supposed to have my phone out, and I'll let you guys know what's coming next. So outside of our very cool 2.5 RS, there's obviously tons of other cars here. So here are some of my favorites. We met these boys from Utah. We've got a fully built out Ford Focus RS. We've got this sweet C6 Vet. That is a C6, right? C6 Vet. We got whatever this thing is. There's 2 of these. So they're run on snowmobile engines from what we understand, Yamaha engines. Air-cooled Volkswagen on this one. The other one was a snowmobile Yamaha.
Yeah, 1000cc snowmobile motor.
And it's supercharged.
Yeah.
Now, when I say there was a variety of cars out here, there was a variety of cars. There was everything from Miatas to that Prius to full built-out track cars, spec cars, whatever you could imagine. We had it out here, which was pretty impressive considering we were in Blackfoot, Idaho. At this point, it was almost time for us to get the Subaru ready to go. So with that, we aired down the tires, fired the engine up, and set off for our first run of the morning, which you can see here.
Subaru. So I don't know how many of you guys have owned a Subaru, and I'm going to exclude the BRZ from this because, well, maybe I wouldn't because that's still a Bosch engine. But I own a mechanic shop, and we replace more engines and have more problems with Subarus than any other car right now. FYI.
You know, I've always wanted to take a Subaru for about 81, 82.
So this morning we already did 3 passes, one of which we actually have GoPro footage of, one we have iPhone footage of. We're going light on the car, making sure that everything was good. And what we learned already is that with these tires and the sway bars added, the car basically power slides. It's got way more lateral stability, and now we definitely need grip. But we have 3 more runs for the second half of the day. We go out and do those in probably about an hour, and we'll take you with us on all 3 of those.
Alrighty, y'all, run 1 of the afternoon session. At this point, the track had heated up quite a bit. It was about 85 to 90 degrees out at this point, and with the sway bars in, and the new bushings, and the new brakes starting to actually set in, the afternoon sessions were way more of a blast. You can see that as we're throwing the car into corners, the body roll compared to the video that we posted 2 weeks ago has gone down significantly. So I'm super excited for that. As we continue to play with the suspension on here and get new springs in, we're only going to cut that down even more.
Dude, that felt way better than this morning.
What do you think you ran?
I have no clue, like 50 flat?
47.22. Dude, this guy, what did we run in the morning? A 51?
52?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Absolutely
Dude.
insane.
Starts to actually power slide. I just dropped the nose in harder going into the corners and let the sway bars take the weight of the car around the corner.
Dude, even the announcer was like, you shaved off 4 seconds, Dylan. Good job. That was crazy, dude.
Let's go!
Heck yeah, bro.
All right, this is round 2 of the afternoon. Nah. Nice car. Oh,
They ask you how you are, you have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because...
Oops. We'll solve that later.
Yeah, all that needs to be said here is if we didn't have sway bars in, the bumper would literally be dragging on the ground here.
Guys, well, we're walking back over to Dylan right now to do his little post-lap interview. This lap actually might have looked better than the last one he just did. The last lap he just did was a 47.222, I believe, actually, which was a great lap compared to the first 3 runs we had in the morning. We have yet to see what his actual posted lap time was, so we're gonna wait out.
Run of the day. I am 0.4 seconds off of beating Bros Corvette, we're gonna do it. I believe in us.
That is also
Guys, you would not believe how fast of a lap Dylan just ran. He just ran a 45.075.
I don't know. Ballpark. 46.5?
45.075.
No shot! No way, dude! Oh! Oh! 45! That's the... Yes! I'll definitely go back and look at the times here in a second to give you guys a better idea. But all in all, first half of the day, the car was doing pretty poor. But down to the second half of the day, I think the new brakes are starting to set in, which is definitely helping. Feeling out the car a little bit more, understanding where the body stops rolling and starts sliding, and just, you know, getting more comfortable driving it. We were able to cut almost 10 seconds from the first run of the day to the last one. So I'm honestly pretty impressed with how much this thing shaved off.
So as this video comes to a close, I just want to talk about how much better this thing performed compared to a couple of weeks ago at our first Bretzel Cross versus this autocrossing event with sway bars in it. Our morning runs started out pretty slow with a 53, then we put down a 52 and a 51, but I was struggling to get the car to hold because we were just sliding. But once it warmed up in the afternoon, a 47.2, then a 46.68, and the last run of the day being my fastest at a 45.077. Now these times actually put me pretty high up in the novice class, beating out Corvettes, other Ford Focuses, and a couple other cars that honestly were way better suited than this Subaru to be able to handle this competition. So all in all, we're beyond stoked with how the car handled in the competition, how the sway bars pulled the whole thing together, and how everything went. This marks the end of the video at this point, so if you guys like this content and want to see more stuff like this, make sure you like the video, make sure you comment what you want to see next, and make sure you're subscribed so you're the first to know what comes next. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.